Good evening, guys. Welcome back to your favorite part of the day, my upload. So recently, I've been, struggling a bit with my uni degree, lack of motivation, struggling with the whole uni setting. So I thought I'd make a little video on, just things to consider if you're considering going to university or if you're considering dropping out. Yeah, currently I'm back home. Can't hack the uni house. Boiler's broken. No hot water. It's cold. Yeah, it's pretty disgusting. It hasn't been cleaned in ages. Other people's pots everywhere. So yeah, couldn't hack it. I'm back here for a bit. I think the first thing I'd recommend is it's okay if you're struggling. Not everyone has it together. I think with social media especially, everyone just posts the good bits, right? And when you see other young successful people, you think, oh mate, I should have everything in my life figured out if he has it figured out as well. But that's not the case. That's never going to be the case. Everyone's still working things out. Everyone's making mistakes. So I think that's the first bit of advice I'd say is, don't put as much pressure on yourself to get everything figured out. I think I'd say, uni isn't for everyone. It's okay if you don't, enjoy the whole party scene, staying up late, getting up late, the self-discipline of, no one really caring if you don't go to lectures or not. Like, it's okay if you don't enjoy that, it's not for everyone. There are definitely other paths you can go down. I think the other problem I'd say with uni is everyone's like, oh, it's going to be the best years of your life. It's like on New Year's Eve because everyone says, oh, you've got to come out New Year's Eve, it's going to be great. It's never as good as you think it's going to be because your expectations are so high. So I think that's another thing to keep in mind. It's not some sort of crazy, wonderful, the best 3 years of your life. Maybe it is for some people, but for me, it wasn't, what it was hyped up to be. Well, I think the next piece of advice I'd give is, you've really got to focus on what you actually want. Try and block out all the noise from, parents or friends. I'm not saying don't ask for advice, but at the end of the day, you're the one who's got to do the degree. You've got to, look deep inside and figure out if you actually want it or not. And a bit of advice I give with this, it does sound a bit crazy, but honestly, just turn all the lights off in a room, just stare at a wall for like an hour. Just like let your thoughts process, really trying to figure out what it is you actually want in life. Like plan out the next year to the detail. What's going to happen, what do you want to happen, how are you going to get to these places that you want to be. You've really got to start to sit with your thoughts and ask yourself, what do you want to achieve? How am I going to get there? And that's how you build up self-belief. You set yourself a goal and you achieve it, and you don't, nothing crazy, but it's just small promises you make to yourself every day. That's how you make progress. I think it's worth thinking about what type of degree you want as well. I think if you want to be like a lawyer, doctor, engineer, architect, obviously, you have to do a degree really. You don't have a lot of a choice. But I think if you're doing like a subject that doesn't lead directly to a degree, I think you've got to really make sure you want it, because I think the motivation is just going to slip, especially if there's no job at the end. So that's something to be aware of. Like if you're not doing a degree with a job at the end, you've got to really want it, because motivation is going to slip. I'm not going to lie to you. I think you've got to keep in mind the social aspect as well. There's a lot of drinking, a lot of partying. It is quite hard to socialise if you don't enjoy doing those things, and obviously you're going to be away from your family, which you're not crazy if you find it difficult. I do find it a bit but it's a bit insane that you're just kind of told to pack all your things up. It is a difficult experience. I guess maybe necessary. Probably don't want to live with your parents forever. It's going to give you some good life skills, but yeah, it's definitely difficult. So I think they're the main bits of advice I'd give. Make sure you actually want a degree. Make sure you're not doing it to please anyone else. And just be aware of there'll be a lot of drinking, a lot of partying. might be lonely at times, you'll be away from your family, but you know, it might be worth doing it even just for a year, just to tick off the box of, okay, I did it for a year, didn't enjoy it. And then you get to, you know, then at least you're free of regrets. You know, you can get to 18 and be like, oh, okay, well, I tried the uni experience, it wasn't for me. And then obviously just, you know, making sure that if it's not a subject that leads to a job, you know, make sure you really want it, because the motivation is probably gonna dip. So yeah, that's the advice that I would give. In terms of myself, yeah, struggling a bit with my uni degree personally, just lack of motivation, not enjoying the whole environment. In terms of fitness goals, yeah, I haven't really decided what my weekly thing's gonna look like. I'm thinking running at least 4 times a week. Maybe instead of like a 5K, maybe I do some longer runs to make up for less days, and then like that's 2 days of weightlifting, well maybe 3. Maybe I do some, you know, some interval training in there at some point as well. But yeah, that was today's video. I hope you found it enjoyable and useful. Thank you for watching. Goodbye.